years
And
ago.
there was a hot take that came in. I'm sorry to branch out again. That said, no, I can't. Yes, I can.
You can.
It was like hot take. We don't need to be supporting all women.
Oh, I did. See
So
that.
I'm not going to comment on this.
Mhm.
Right.
And I
You
think
can- that's fair. I
that's-
think we can.
that's more for
Right.
I think you guys
got
to
it.
comment.
Well, we just don't support bad people. I
Right.
think is what it
Mhm.
is.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do I support all women? No.
No.
Nice. Very succinct
No.
answer.
Yes.
And you don't need to
Yeah.
elaborate on
Yes.
that at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
That's
stand,
enough of that.
I
I
think
stand with Brooke just so I can
Yes.
get that
Yeah.
on camera.
I think that is that's it.
Mhm.
That is it
Yeah.
for
No,
me.
I agree.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we salute your
Yep.
stance.
No need to keep even talking about it.
Yeah.
we wanted
Yeah.
to do hot takes today, and that was great.
And yes,
That
thank
was a
you
clip.
guys. Thank you guys. I have a warm-up question that doesn't have to be on the podcast just to get us kind of talking.
Mhm.
Please.
What would your death row last meal be?
Oh, who wants to go first?
Ew, Connor.
Jack,
What'd
do you
say?
know? Wait, Jack.
Oh my God.
Sorry. It's not on the podcast.
Disgusting.
I'm intrigued to hear what Jack would eat
What's-
because
because of his-
Probably like an omakase.
what the fuck
What's an
is that?
omakase?
You've never been to Nobu?
Jesus
I would
Christ.
I would have corn on the
Mhm.
cob.
Okay.
Really?
And I forgot
That's
to
it.
preface this.
Well, that's
you,
a difference in taste.
you can take a pill that will allow your stomach to expand, and you could eat truly whatever you want, multiple courses from multiple different genres of food.
Mhm.
John and Vinny's.
John and Vinny's.
I still wouldn't want to have that many carbs.
But that's
Okay.
that's why I was intrigued to hear like how
Yeah,
healthy is he gonna
right,
stay
right.
before death?
Yeah, well, I don't want to like go into the afterlife like ugly.
Yeah.
Good
Mm.
point.
Well, I
Jack.
personally, I would have my mom's poppy seed chicken casserole.
Okay.
I would have, of course, like wine or a
Poppy seed chicken
cocktail.
casserole.
Mm-hmm. I would have.
Don't yuck her yum
I've just never heard of it. Like, what is that?
It's a casserole
Yeah. Okay.
Poppy.
with
It's
poppy
poppy.
seed
with
and
poppy
chicken.
seeds. I guess it's a southern thing. We used to have it in our high school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Can
good.
you make it for me?
One of our hot takes.
There's actually someone that DMs me every day being like, send me your mom's casserole recipe, but like I don't have
That's like
it.
scary. Like, how do they know that?
I don't know. I think I said it one time and then
That's-
they were just like,
That's creepy.
right.
That's like a stalker.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Maybe.
What-
I'm
what's
just
yours?
happy to have a man in my DMs.
My death row meal, I would start with sugarfish,
Mhm.
which is
Okay, so you can't laugh at my like Nobu thing.
well, if
that's
they
the
don't have
same-
sugarfish near my local prison, I would be open to any sort of sushi.
Mhm.
And then that would be the appetizer, and then I'd go in with a turkey hoagie with
From where?
lettuce, tomato.
You would start
Onion.
with sushi and lead that into a turkey hoagie.
Yes, I
Those are
would.
just like so
I gotta
wildly
sneak.
different.
And then it's from Narberth Pizza in Pennsylvania.
Look into the
And
light.
then,
Nice.
bless you.
Fuck yeah.
Is that like a protocol here?
No, if you look into the light, it should help you kind of just expedite the sneezing process.
Really?
Yeah. Same with the sun. I have a question.
And then I would do a side of
Oh.
matzo ball soup with my
Where did you
turkey
hear that you
hoagie.
should like look directly into the sun every time you sneeze? I'm sorry.
we do need to be. I'll answer your question just one second.
Right? No. Yeah.
We-
let's not.
We can't talk over each other today, and I'm saying that from me as much as I'm saying it out loud. I have a question, and it sounds like an awesome
Didn't
meal.
even get to dessert.
Oh well,
Mhm.
It's fine.
No. What's after the hoagie?
Well, then I would have fries and mashed potatoes as well.
Mm.
And then I would have cheesecake, tiramisu, and bread pudding.
okay.
that's
Thank you for your curiosity.
I didn't know you were a bread pudding girl.
I didn't know that either until the other night.
Well, have you
I
had
bread?
Krispy Kreme bread pudding where they take old Krispy Kreme donuts and make bread?
How old, babe?
I don't know. Well, don't you make bread pudding with like old bread? Isn't that like part of the recipe?
That was not something that I knew.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
no, they're
thought-
supposed
You
to be
leave it
stale.
out.
right. It's like similar to a
way,
crouton,
like a week.
Wow. Okay.
but Krispy Kreme bread pudding,
That sounds
delectable.
so good.
Yeah. Well, you would never eat it.
No. Jack is a bit of a
A what?
a fitness hot
Right.
body.
Are we allowed to talk about your
Fitness
kidney
body.
stones?
Oh, I would love to talk.
Right.
I guess before we get into your kidney stones, let's tell everyone who you are.
Do you mind
Are
if I
we
ask
li-
my
are we
question?
live?
That I've been like waiting very patiently for your bread pudding and your 4-course meal on death row.
Yeah.
You're gonna shit your pants on death row, by the way. You're gonna have it. That's gonna be everybody.
wanna
What a
die
way to go
shitting?
out. Yes.
Your 10-course
I'll
tiramisu.
Go out the way I came in.
Your your sushi and tiramisu and like hoagie is coming out right as fast as it went in.
That is
and it's
gross.
gonna
Such
be
a brutal combination. The
Yeah.
raw fish, the cold cut turkey, and then cheesecake.
That's about to be everybody else's problem on,
Right.
on whatever floor you're being
I feel like-
executed on.
Right.
The matzo ball soup is a good palate cleanser. But anyway, Connor,
My
your
question, I couldn't help but notice everybody's crotchal areas as we walked in here today. We're all wearing button flies.
What the fuck does
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Button
instead of a
flies.
zipper?
No zippers.
Mine
and,
opens
I had a
on its
zipper.
own all the time.
So,
Mine's
and-
constantly open.
and Jack, that's the issue I wanted to raise this morning. We are God's bravest warriors because I was in Target the other day and felt a little draft
Mm-hmm.
on my nether regions.
Uh-huh.
Totally.
My dick was out in Target.
No.
Go figure.
Were you not wearing underwear?
No, I never wear underwear.
So you were
Jeans?
free balling.
I'm not wearing underwear right now.
You assume the
Ooh.
risk when you do that.
I
with
know.
button
I know what I'm doing
That's
over
a
here.
crazy move.
I just think that it's just a crazy brave thing of us all to do because it's that extra step is you kind of have to work your little thumbs into the.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mhm.
so yeah, I guess Brooke, I'll hand it back to you.
Yeah. Well, this is Sally Darr and this is Jack, and they are our dearest, dearest friends. And what's so special about them is that we lived with them for 3 months from January 2020 to March, the end of March 2020 in
2021.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and I starting over. We lived with each other from January 2021 to March 2021.
Yep.
And I guess you could call what we did a content house.
You
Right.
could say
And
that.
it was called
Collective.
Common Room LA, and we are here to talk about that experience today. So thank you guys for coming. It is an honor and a privilege and an emotional, beautiful experience to see you sitting here again.
That made it sound like a support group, which I guess it's
And
sort of
in a
is.
way,
In a way-
we were supporting each other.
Right.
Right.
In a way, it is. So again, we have Jack Martin and we have Sally Darr Griffin on today
Yes.
for the audio only folks. I'm getting better at describing things.
Sally Darr is wearing a gorgeous knitted sweater that she made with her own 2 hands.
Mhm.
Sally Darr, can you show us?
It says flop era.
It says flop era.
Is that
my-
for sale?
Good
The
question.
pattern is for sale. It will be for sale in 2 weeks. And Brooke is actually helping me test knit the pattern. So Brooke will be making her own flop era sweater.
Wow.
And I have already called and texted Sally Darr crying multiple times, and I have restarted already
Yeah.
after 2 rows of knitting.
Right.
And
So
you
it
know-
should be interesting.
We'll figure it out.
And normalize giving up if it gets
Nor-
too hard.
Yeah.
Connor,
No.
completely. But I'm not giving up. You will see me here, mark my words, 2 weeks from today when it's due.
Mhm.
I'll be wearing my own version of that sweater.
Mhm.
In what colors, you may ask? Not green.
Not green.
Not green.
Ooh.
Could
but-
you make me like a skin tight sleeveless flop era sweater?
I could, but I don't know if I would want to see that.
You sure?
Very
Yeah.
Jacob Elordi-esque.
Right. There's,
He has a
there's
shoot.
a lot of directions.
He wears
to take
that?
He has a shoot in a crop top knitted knitwear.
Oh,
Does he
well, I'll be
He does.
Googling that
Look,
later.
I mean, he knows.
He could
Mhm.
just
Mm-hmm.
do
Yeah.
anything and say anything
Sure.
and wear anything, and it is a gift to us all.
And speaking of the devil, we have an awesome, we have a sweet show
Sweet show.
as far as I know. But I would be remiss if we didn't at least allude to the fact that this is for the last time Euphoria recap.
This is
podcast.
the last time that we can talk about Euphoria for 2 years. So you bet your bottom dollar that we are going to do it. And then we'll get into all the nitty gritties of what it was like being in a content house when you're almost 30.
And
Right.
it's awesome because now we have a 4-part kind of conglomerate here that's going to chime in on all aspects. My biggest issue with this, I brought up plot holes last week.
Before you get into it, there will be spoilers.
Oh, spoilers.
Mhm.
So if you didn't watch Euphoria, or don't care, you
And
can
I haven't seen the
and
last
Jack
3
hasn't seen it, so we'll be
episodes.
spoiling it for him as well.
Yeah.
And no offense at all, and I love you dearly. That is on you, babe.
It's totally on me.
So just skip to
21 minutes and 5 seconds. Seriously, if you don't want spoilers, skip ahead to 21 minutes and 5 seconds.
Nice.
yeah, and then so let's get into it.
I brought up plot holes last week.
Mhm.
This is a show built on plot holes.
Mhm.
Nothing was explained.
Right.
Nothing was elaborated on. We had people written off the show at the end. We had people that Sam Levinson may have just forgotten to write lines for, it seems.
Yes.
Mhm.
We had a 10-minute ensemble by Dominique Fike.
Dominique.
Dominic, how does it go?
Dominic.
Dominic Fike. I just like basically, Jack, it left me really just not even needing a third. I'm like, I understand what to expect if we're gonna keep going down this road. They need. I don't want to be rude.
Can I tell Jack what I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you what
tell me.
happened?
He has so much passion. I feel like I need to have an opinion. I feel
you
like I
would-
need to rant about this.
You would lose your
So
freaking mind.
Oh my god.
it was a continuation of Lexi's play,
okay.
and we were also seeing what was happening to Fez.
Right.
And I don't know if this happened in the episode before the finale, but Ashtray ended up stabbing that guy.
I think
in
that
It
the
was
neck.
in
finale.
the most recent. Yeah.
So that one of their friends, Faye's
Actually,
boyfriend,
like with the shank, just
Yes.
snaps him in the neck.
so Faye's boyfriend was actually an informant and trying to get them charged with the murder of that other drug supplier, Mouse, that Ashtray did also murder. So catching on to what was happening, Ashtray moved forward with stabbing him in the neck
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Via
via shank.
Yeah.
Okay.
or knife. Actually, it was
And then it became clear that the cops were on their way, and Fez was like, Ashtray, leave. Like, I'm gonna take the fall for this. And so what Ashtray did instead of leaving was gathered every sort of gun that they had in their house, which was about 20 of them, hid in the bathtub, and then entered into some sort of insane like shoot off with the cops through the bathroom door because he had locked himself in the bathroom. While that shoot off was happening, Fez got shot.
well, because Fez was standing in front
Because
of the
Fez
door.
was standing on the door. He surrendered. He was like, please don't shoot. There's a kid in there. There's a kid in there. There's a
I can't tell if you're fucking with me.
I'm
Is
not.
that
No,
really what
no,
it
I'm
is?
what
not
happened.
fucking with you.
There's like a diehard.
There's a
Ashtray has
diehard-
like a rifle. and is,
Ashtray
like,
is
shooting at
behind the
cops.
bathroom door, shooting through the door. There's bullets whizzing through the hallway. And
It's like
then
Heat. It's like Robert De Niro's.
So
Heat.
after this
what's,
shoot off,
what's happening online? Well, like the clips of this scene are going online, and people that don't watch are like, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
this show
I
about?"
don't know how you missed this on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
was just.
And
I'm
then
like so behind.
yeah, I see that. And then they stopped shooting. The bathroom door opened. Ashtray shot one of the cops, and then just like it was this like
Gets-
insane slow scene of like the laser, the being like on. What do you call that? A laser beam?
Like the sniper.
Yes, the
Sniper,
sniper. Yeah,
just
he gets.
like-
They shoot him.
They shoot him.
He's dead.
They kill
shoot-
Ashtray.
They kill
Yeah.
Ashtray,
What?
and Fez is
I
shot.
got. I mean, he
and
did.
Fez is shot.
I guess like kill him.
You know who
Yeah.
had a crazy character arc, and I just wasn't sure about this girl, Faye.
Yeah,
Homegirl.
she warned them that it was going to happen, so she came out.
Those lips.
I mean,
although
Yeah.
They all died anyway, though.
Well,
right?
I think
So-
Fez is probably alive.
Okay,
That's
Hopefully.
what I think.
but the warning didn't really do a lot. It feels like.
It maybe could have done more if Ashtray didn't stab that guy in the
Mhm.
neck.
I don't know why he did
We're-
that.
I don't know
we're-
why he did that.
we're
Was
on-
there any reason for him to shank?
I
the
think he
He I don't think he realized.
just
Clear-
fiercely wants to protect Fez.
Right. I also don't think he was fully aware that like he was an informant, right? Like I don't think he.
I think
Like-
he's just unhinged a little bit.
Okay, yeah, or that.
And I wonder, like, was he just shooting at the cops because he's unhinged, or did he want to
we
protect
won't.
Fez?
We don't have any motives. We don't, and we won't. We won't have any clarity on that. And that's
Right, I
a
think-
beautiful.
yeah.
That's a beautiful thing for Sam Levinson because he probably was just like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Apparently,
What was
Ash-
he like?
Yeah, one more time.
Ashtray came out like yesterday. They, I forget the kid's name, but he's like, yeah, I wasn't supposed to die. They changed it the day
I saw
before.
Oh my
The
god!
shoot.
My
I did
God.
not know
Fez
that.
was supposed to die.
Because I'm sure the public was just like, please don't get rid of Faz. And they're like,
Right.
The public should.
Can you imagine
in
just, like,
charge of-
showing up to set and they're like, "Yeah, you're actually fired. We changed our mind."
yeah, kill you off.
Well,
We
he-
don't
he-
know
he didn't,
he's dead.
He didn't confirm that he's dead, and they said like he may not be dead.
Right.
Because I
we didn't
genuinely.
see his dead body.
I mean, he's like a child who was shot in the head, right?
we didn't see him. We
Right,
just
he
saw
just
the
had the-
laser beam.
Honestly, they're not. Well, I mean, those cops were like really shooting. I don't feel like they would kill him though. They would just take him to.
They had
custody.
the pointer on his forehead the last scene, but he said in the interview he was like, I don't 100% know if my character's dead, but I don't think that Sam Levinson's wrote it yet. I think
I don't
he's like,
think he knows.
I think he's like on Twitter like, shit, should I kill this kid?
right.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Sam has no
Just-
idea.
Like,
but
But-
anyway,
yeah. So
did you like it?
can we pull something up really quick? Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
You didn't.
I have one big issue that I
Okay.
kept noticing in this play. Basically, like Maddie finally beats the shit out of Cassie.
Right.
Mhm.
Cassie, like,
Headline. Is that really like there's like a UFC Maddie versus Cassie?
she chases her down, beats her ass. The mom's
Wow.
like,
On stage.
wow.
the mom is like
Okay,
protecting
that was.
That's the best
The
part.
heck?
Yeah, that was really
Sydney
good.
Sweeney. Like, I actually worry that people are going to attribute how much they hate Cassie to Sydney Sweeney. They're going to like
Yeah.
carry over because
Yeah,
that happens.
She's
a lot
that
with-
good.
She's so good.
She
She is
really
good.
She's so damn good, and she got engaged yesterday, and that
No, she
kind of
didn't.
Rumor.
ruined my day.
Rumor.
It was confirmed by
Rumor.
TMZ, and we have no choice but to believe TMZ because
Right. Well, people say Taylor Swift's engaged too.
And
I just I haven't seen anything about Sydney Sweeney, and
Yeah.
I don't get off my phone for 1 second.
I
So-
told
I
you,
actually
you can,
did
you can,
see that.
You can look it up.
That's the
if you
only
I
feel it.
thing
tried.
could see.
You just type in Sydney Sweeney engaged on Google.
Right. Well, I'll believe it when I
tried
see
my
it.
hardest, Connor. I don't know what you want from me.
Here's one of my issues. Did you guys notice by chance how slow everybody moves in like fighting scenes in this show? Can we pull up Cassie versus Maddie fight Euphoria? And just so we can view, they're like running, and it's like me running in a dream. Like I'm running, and I'm putting a lot of effort into
Well,
running.
aren't they wearing?
They're wearing
heels?
heels because you wear those to high school.
I know, but yeah,
Good
right,
point, Sally Darr.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I did all the time.
right. But I just
Yeah.
was shocked.
Wearing some right now.
Watch.
Mhm.
Can we just? This is actually where she says this bitch needs to be put down.
Yeah, I love that line.
And it was and it'll go down in history as one of the most beautiful pieces of obstructive literature.
Written word or spoken word.
Shakespearean. Yep. And there it is.
Mhm.
And Maddie has.
I think it's the heels, Connor. I think that's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Well, no. When they're no.
Well, she took them off.
She takes them off.
Oh,
She takes off
That
the
just
heels
blew up that theory.
in the hallway, and Vape Girl has come in once again. We needed some of her. We needed a cameo. We get one hit.
that's looking pretty intense to me.
No. When they run down the hallway, you'll see it. And I've seen
Okay.
this so many times where when Maddie is chasing Cassie up, look at how slow they're moving.
You've been watching this cat fight a lot, huh?
He's seen this 6 times.
Yeah.
No, when the last time when they were doing the intervention, and Maddie, look at them. She's barefoot.
No, Cassie's wearing heels.
I know, but Maddie could have kicked her ass so much faster. Than
She also just ran into the wall herself. Like she wasn't even pushed.
Yeah.
She just face planted.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that was the point. That's all I wanted to say. They just
Okay.
move very, very unrealistically slowly,
Mhm.
and we could read into that as much as we want. Maybe it's them clawing their way into normalcy outside of high school.
Mhm.
It's just a very slow process.
The way you described it, I was picturing like a brutal fist fight, and really it was just her like running face first into a brick wall.
So that was-
herself.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
when you see the scene after when they're sitting in the bathroom, which is very vague and confusing at the end, this is just the beginning. Confusing.
Yeah. Well,
Sydney
season
Sweeney's
3.
face is just beat to a pulp, and we have no information on how that happened.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it's interesting that out of all the unrealistic things in Euphoria, you're stuck on them moving a little bit slower than
Frustrating.
usual.
Frustrating to me, and it's hard for me not to poke holes in plots because I have really not that much going on in my personal life. But I think also one big one that everybody brought up
Yeah.
that I've been waiting. I thought this was going to be the big thing that happened. Where is the money? Where's the suitcase full of
yeah,
drugs?
that's a
yeah.
good point.
I don't know.
And then I saw on Twitter, everyone's like, "Well, that's why there's a season 3." But also,
Here's
No.
my
Is that
issue.
never brought up again? The whole-
No.
It's
wow.
we get no closure, and then get this. Have you guys ever owed somebody money for dinner on Venmo?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is the scariest thing on the planet. And if you owe someone money and they click remind, it's like someone's out for blood
Right.
for me. Can you imagine owing someone $10,000 in drug money?
You bringing that up felt like targeted. Like you looked right at Brooke when you said that. You ever owed someone money for dinner?
I don't owe you shit, babe.
If anyone's bad with Venmos, it's you.
Well, okay. Was this a setup? Is this like an intervention?
Yeah, of sorts.
We're not
So-
even talking about Euphoria.
Yeah.
So we have a
I'm
great
never fucking paying you back.
hmm
we have a great show for you
It's
today.
called chivalry.
Well, so did you like the finale or not?
No,
Okay.
and I
Loved it.
I liked it.
I really live my life based on other people telling me how I should feel because I
Mhm.
could have waited.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I got on Twitter and I was like, that was a beautiful piece of artistry, and we're so lucky to have Sam Levinson, I would have been like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But because everyone was like, what the fuck was that? Like this writing is trash, like all this stuff. They need a new writer's room. I'm like, yeah.
I
Mhm.
think the finale was good, and it was the first time that things actually happened, but the season was bad.
Yeah, the overall season is like what was happening, but I
Yeah.
liked the second to last episode the best, the one that's all about the play.
Right.
Much better than the finale. But I also just like love I wanted
That's
like
your
Lexi.
kinda thing,
Yeah,
I thought this
that
season
makes
was
sense.
really good. Is that like a hot take? Does everyone hate this season? The stuff with Rue and her mom is like
that was a little
Amazing.
bit. That's not.
it's dark.
That was a little bit too real for me. That episode we talked about on here, I was just like, this is kind of not why I started watching this show.
Right. It was just like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have Outer
I
Banks.
go back and forth.
I do feel like that's the point of the show.
I mean, essentially it was, but like we kind of want. Well, I've said it before. Like I don't want it. I don't want it to be that heavy. It comes out on Sundays.
Yeah.
Sunday Scaries, coupled with like a show about addiction and facing addiction. Not my cup of tea for a Sunday evening by
It's
myself.
like-
Like having.
It's like Harry Potter where it's like I just want like one normal day at Hogwarts. Like I don't
Mm.
want Voldemort coming in. I don't
Yeah.
want I just want to see them like waking up, their morning routine, going to do potions. Like, I just want a normal day at
They have a
Hogwarts.
pop
I want
quiz.
I want a normal day at Euphoria High. What does that look like?
I think a normal
Yeah.
day at Euphoria High is high heels and Percocet.
Yup.
Right.
That would be like a
that's
really good song.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I would listen
Let's
to
go.
that.
Doses
I
and
think-
Great idea.
Doses, part
Yeah.
2.
You can't win because if you go too heavy, you have Connor who's like, oh, it's too heavy. I don't want that. And if you go too light, it's like, wow, this isn't the reality of drug addiction.
It would turn into
So-
Wizards of Waverly Place.
Right. So it's
Right.
just like,
Really quickly.
Yeah.
can't please
That's
everyone.
a good comp.
Yeah.
for
Euphoria.
I also 2 more hot takes. And this show has a lot of hot takes.
Uh-huh.
Fez or Ashtray, liability, needed to probably die.
Yeah.
Lexi,
Mhm.
annoying.
No.
No.
I said
I mean, it's a hot take for a reason.
Well, can I say something? I think I'm a Lexi. Like, I think that I'm very much a Lexi. And so you don't like me is what I'm hearing.
No comment.
I see you as a Nate.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a great way
That's
to
a great place to
I
move
think
on.
That's a great way to wrap up our Euphoria recap. We'll see you in 2024.
Woo.
Euphoria.
I have more to say about the finale, but we can keep
Well,
going.
that's
Okay.
fine.
No, we can keep going.
We can
We
offline.
can come back.
We can
next week.
offline,
Yeah.
circle back.
Yeah.
So this show, we're really excited to have our friends again, Jack Martin, Sally Darr on.
Hey.
We all started on TikTok. We're gonna run through some. We had a bunch of emails and questions about how we all got started
Yeah.
and what the process was like in an adult content house.
Right.
That does not sound
and
what you
an
think it sounded.
adult
In an 18+ content house.
An
Adult
X-rated content house.
Adult content house, parentheses, passionate, and
Just-
parentheses.
Just a heads up, if you're listening at work, this is NSF Dubs. And if you're watching on YouTube, put in your headphones.
I guess that people know a little bit about, or a lot of bit about me and Connor's backgrounds at this point before, we got to this point. Can you guys tell us a little bit about how you started on TikTok and that journey for you individually before we became one?
Mm-hmm. Would you like to go first?
Sure. I had graduated college to try to be an actor,
Mhm.
and I was just living on my sister's couch and bartending. And then I started doing TikTok out of pure desperation
Right.
and boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Was your first TikTok, I think it was it the one when you were in a car and
Carrie Underwood,
was it
right?
the Carrie Underwood
That
one?
That was the first one that
That
did
you kept up?
anything. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Before that, it was just cringe.
Yeah.
I was just posting cringe.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not
and how
anymore.
has that changed
It
to
hasn't.
present day?
It hasn't.
Okay.
I just maybe I was more aware of it at the time.
I just wanted to get that on
Yeah.
camera.
No, I mean the first one you guys saw, that was me completely unhinged,
Right.
even more than I am now, pulled over on the side of the freeway with like 18-wheelers speeding at me,
Right.
spitting and screaming into my camera about Carrie Underwood.
That was what made me follow you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how I
Ditto.
found
Would you be
Wow.
able to describe that video and the contents of it?
Basically, I was driving from Long Island to Florida. It was a 3-day drive.
Yeah.
And I was just like chugging energy drinks, and I was a little out of my mind.
Mhm.
I'd been driving for like probably 70 hours
Right.
straight. And I'd been listening to Before He Cheats just like over and over again.
Great song.
So good. So good. I still have it on repeat.
No way.
And I just couldn't stop listening to it. And then all of a sudden I realized I had like really strong opinions about the lyrics.
Right.
Because she
Suddenly
said,
and all at once.
yeah, she said, that won't be on me. And I was like, what does that mean? She's like, I might save a little trouble for the next girl. It's like, how? You just like beat the shit out of his car.
Right.
How does that help the next girl at all? She
doesn't
doesn't
have
care
to
about the
carve.
next girl.
Yeah.
The next girl doesn't have to carve her name into his leather seats.
Well,
Oh, wait,
ideally,
yes,
she's
she
not-
does.
Ideally, she's not doing that.
Because it's Carrie's name in his leather seats.
Yeah.
Wow, we could do a full episode on dissecting.
It's just
Before
like
he
not
cheats.
woman supporting woman. Like it won't be on me if
Yeah.
he cheats on you.
Well,
like
also she
It's
says
maybe
like,
the worst setup for the next girl ever.
yeah.
I saw something the other day that was like pretty little. Wait, what is it? Pretty little. What does she say? Pretty little drink because she can't shoot whiskey.
Yeah.
What does she say? You know what I'm
Pretty
talking about?
little drink
Because you
you
can't shoot.
Yeah,
whiskey.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Little-
that's also just
Pretty
like
Little
not
Drink?
like why are you putting down what a girl orders?
Hey, it was a different time.
I guess.
I guess
It was
but
like 10 years
And
ago.
there was a hot take that came in. I'm sorry to branch out again. That said, no, I can't. Yes, I can.
you can.
It was like hot take. We don't need to be supporting all women.
Oh, I did.
Mm.
see
So
that.
I'm not going to comment on this.
Mhm.
Right.
And I
You
think
can-
that's
that's fair. I
that's-
think we can.
that's more for
Right.
I think you guys
You
to-
guys got
to
it.
comment.
Well, we just don't support bad people.
Right.
I think is what it
Mhm.
is.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do I support all women? No.
No.
Nice. Very succinct
Nice.
answer. And
Yes.
you don't need to elaborate on
Yes.
that at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
That's
stand,
enough of that.
I
I
think
stand with Brooke just so I can
Yes.
get that
Yeah.
on camera.
I think that is I
Any-
that's it. That is it
Yeah.
from
No,
me.
I agree.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we salute your
Yep.
stance.
No need to keep even talking about it.
Yeah.
We wanted
Yeah.
to do hot takes today, and that was great.
And yes,
That
thank
was a
you
clip.
guys. Thank you guys.
We can
Do we
clip
support
that.
women?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, let's clip that. Jack, so you're
on
on.
your TikTok. That one.
That's it. 3-second TikTok.
Do I support all women? No.
No.
Yeah.
To be frank,
Thank you for your question.
keep asking questions, keep being curious.
Curious,
Do I
yeah.
support women? All women? No.
That would expose you to a whole new demo.
I know that
yeah.
would be.
You might get
I'll do
comments
it.
like Jack did.
I'll do it. Tune in
Yeah.
next week when we unpack the response to that TikTok
Yeah.
I post.
We're having Joe Rogan on and Howard Stern
Brooke is doing an MMA podcast after
to discuss women. Should they have rights? Not all.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't. It's not for me. It's not for me to say.
Hands off.
I'm just asking the questions here, Jack. So you're pulled over on the side of the road.
This. Yeah.
You're losing your mind.
Losing
You're having a bit of a maybe not a spiral, but maybe a little twirl,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
yeah.
and you're creating what ended up being viral content on TikTok.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I was just sort of like literally spitting. That wasn't even an exaggeration. If you watch those videos, you can see just like so much liquid flying out of my mouth. I don't know if that's like because I just kept having gas station energy drinks as my meals,
right,
or if
right.
there's like something just like wrong with my mouth. I don't know if that's really the point of
What's
your
your
question.
energy drink of choice? Wasn't it like Monster or something?
At the time, it was Bang,
Bang.
Oh, right,
which
right.
I regret.
Yeah.
Right, right.
But
Because
it
you
was-
weren't
explains a
sponsored
lot.
then.
I wasn't
and you were
sponsored,
giving
yeah.
a promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was TikTok. It was crazy.
Right.
It was like Woodstock.
No, I was
in
there.
the 60s.
I was there.
Yeah, but you weren't banging. You know?
Oh,
Yet.
that's
Yeah.
you weren't banging.
Yeah. No.
You have to be banging. Don't you think?
Were you banging?
I don't like many beverages. Is
Oh,
that,
what are we talking?
what are you
What are
talking
we- what are
about?
we talking
Oh, I guess I lost the plot.
I've never,
Yeah, I'm also
I've
lost.
never had a Bang energy drink.
Okay, I think
No, me
maybe
neither.
No.
so
Not
we're-
even in like a serious relationship.
So
you are too
we're all
good.
banging. We're all rocking the stang.
Yeah.
So we're
The
talking.
stang.
We're talking about how you moved, how we got
Yes.
here today. So
Yeah.
you made your video. You go down to Florida.
Yeah. So basically, I had one video that did like okay about Carrie
Right.
Underwood, and I was like, I need to move to Hollywood.
Right.
I had the same response to my
Yeah.
video,
You guys
so
both had.
I made it.
standing with you
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and I moved to a little guest house in Venice. It was just like in the back of someone else's house.
Mhm.
I
The
fully
rent was
thought
too much.
I was a celebrity.
Right.
I was like delusional.
But
I was,
you had a good following by the time you were in that little
Yeah.
Venice guest house.
I got.
So you
I-
were.
I mean, I don't.
Don't sell yourself
it was.
short.
It was definitely not where my head was at.
Right.
I sort of like was living this entourage fantasy like by myself in my own head, just walking around Venice shirtless.
Right.
And then at what point during that process did you get signed at CAA?
That was before I got there.
Was that
Um,
before you made Carrie Underwood, just based off of your
was
acting
your-
alone?
I got signed by my manager Mark right
Right.
after Carrie Underwood.
Wow.
And then I
'Cause
got
he saw that and was like, "That's what I want."
basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Maybe he
That's
just
wild.
likes before he cheats.
Yes.
It's a really it's a really good song.
It's loaded.
I said it before. I'll say it again. Great song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will stand by that
Yeah.
take. Is she still doing like the national anthem and Sunday Night
She should
Football
be.
and all the stuff she should be doing?
I think
Yeah.
they took her off. I'm pretty sure.
I
I
mean,
think I
that's
heard that
crazy.
somewhere, unless I dreamed it.
Interesting.
she should be everywhere.
I have a lot of.
Mhm.
She should be doing like
Yeah.
she should have done the halftime show.
Maybe we
Yeah.
could get her on the pod.
Yeah, you might be
Should
able
we?
to.
Maybe
Yeah.
she's not as busy as she once was. She could walk us through the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe she's saving trouble for the next girl.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we could have her on the episode with Joe Rogan and Howard Stern.
If you guys have Carrie on and I'm not
We'll-
there for the
we'll br-
conversation,
we'll-
I'm gonna
yes,
burn down the
yes.
building.
I-
We'll-
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll CC you.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to, so now you're in the Venice.
Now you're in the
house.
Venice
Yes.
house.
So now
put a
I-
pin in it.
Put a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, we want to take a quick break from the episode. We don't have a sponsor today, actually. So this episode's sponsored by Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast, and that would be us.
me and you, Brooke and Connor.
Yeah.
First off, we just want to say a big thank you to all of our listeners that tune in every week. We truly, truly love you, and it means the world to us every time you tune in.
It helps the show a ton when you leave a review. First of all, a 5-star rating really, really helps. And,
Yep.
and now is the perfect time to do that. You could do that right now.
You
Super
could.
easy.
You really could. And
Yeah.
if you're on YouTube, you can hit that like button, subscribe, maybe even leave a comment, a nice one.
Please.
And if you're on audio only, you can help us by opening up your podcast app and giving the show a rating, and that would be a 5-star one.
And Brooke mentioned comments. Nice comments are really helpful. No constructive criticism and no feedback unless it's just good.
Unless it's positive.
Yeah.
That would be really helpful.
Explicitly positive.
Thank you. Anyway, we would really appreciate it.
Love you guys. Sally Darr.
You little missy.
Okay.
Where do you come from?
Little Missy.
Yeah,
I come
Little
from-
Missy.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Is
From
that-
Tennessee. I was in grad school out in LA, posting on TikTok a little bit. Pandemic hit, moved home to Tennessee, was doing school online, blew up on TikTok during like March through the summer.
Is
as
there
a
one
lot of us
video that did it
Sick.
for you?
I don't know. I feel like it was like very gradual. It wasn't like really like one video that took off. It was more so like just a series of videos, my bathtub videos.
So good.
It was just like I just filmed all these videos in my bathtub. And then I eventually moved back to LA August 2020. Was still doing school online, but just out of West Hollywood in my apartment. And met you guys over that summer when pick it back up with Venice.
Should we unpin?
Yeah, unpin.
My first day in Venice, I didn't have air conditioning. It was like 900 degrees. It was horrible. I was sweating through my clothes.
Yes.
And I posted on my friends only on TikTok saying, "Is anyone in LA?" Because I knew 0 people.
Right.
And you texted me and you were
Right.
like, "Yeah, I'm 1 block from you."
Right.
And you
so
guys were all there.
we had Brooke and our friend Kat Wellington, wash your pillowcases on TikTok, had flown into Newport. I was living in Newport Beach at the time. They were staying with me. We did an LA day because you guys wanted to see LA.
Yeah. I had never
Um,
been.
And I was like, let's rally ends rally rowler.
Yeah. Row.
Did y'all come
Ralph's
straight to
Ralph.
my
Corral?
house?
It's hard
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah.
Because Brooke had to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
right,
we
right,
came-
right, right.
We reached out to you
Yeah.
and said, "Do you want to get lunch?"
Right.
So we
Mhm.
came up to you, went right to your house,
Mm-hmm.
met you for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful experience.
It was. Brooke
I
ran
used
straight
used
in.
your restroom.
Mhm.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then we met up with Jack, and then we all went out to lunch. The 4 of us, Megan, Sally Darr's roommate,
Mhm.
and Kat Wellington, who was with us. And I think we just really
I believe average fashion blogger came
and
at some
yes,
point.
She
yes,
did.
Courtney was
Yeah.
there.
She joined. And that same day
Later,
it was
she came
verified
later.
on TikTok.
Yeah, so that was a big day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all kind of felt like, wow, like we get along pretty well.
There was
Yeah.
tension
Yeah.
in the air. And
I was
yeah,
about to
in
say
a good
that.
way.
I
Oh,
couldn't-
in a bad way?
I couldn't put my finger on it.
Good tension or
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
tension?
Like I couldn't figure out, was it
Oh.
sexual
Oh.
or were we about to
Right.
all be roommates?
It was an
Oh.
adult content house.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, there's bound to be sexual tension in a
Right.
content house.
and we'll get to that, I'm sure, at some point.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that trip happened. Everybody kind of went home, and I don't remember what month that was. I think that was August
Yes, that was August.
Yeah.
Everyone
of
went home.
2021.
Yeah.
I personally went home and thought I needed to move to LA immediately because I was at that point about to move into my grandparents' house because, like Jack, I had quit my job immediately after one viral video. So, but the thing about me is I don't do things alone. I need like one other person and then I'm ready. So I was kind of putting out feelers to see who would maybe want to live with me or move to LA with me. You were already there. You were already there. You were in Orange County.
Yeah.
So I think I
Well,
texted you.
We had been talking about,
Yeah.
Brooke and I had been talking, and then I was like, it just only makes sense that we do. So we kind of put the feelers out with you guys,
Mhm.
Jack and Sally Darr, and we were like, could we maybe do this? And it was like the easiest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I was like trying to think about like what was like the first message. Like I don't even know.
It felt like we all.
I
had
was
the
trying to
idea at
get
the same
myself
time.
out to LA really badly,
Yeah.
and I would never just go and move by myself.
Right.
So I was begging anyone, you guys. I was like,
Mhm.
please. And I thought I was going to have to do some serious begging, but everyone was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I was like, can we just live together and make content?
It was
And it
just,
was just
like,
like a
so
really
obvious.
easy, obvious yes.
It was
Yeah.
also a time when every single person in LA was living in a content house.
Yes, but I think we were unique in the fact that no one had asked us to make a content
Right.
house. No brands had reached out and offered to finance us in any way.
And in fact, we were advised not to do this.
Right.
If I
yeah.
if I'm remembering.
everybody.
I
right.
think your
Everybody
team
was.
was like, don't do this.
Right.
Yeah.
You were like,
Yeah.
well,
Right.
Yeah.
And we were like, so we're gonna do it,
right.
and
Well-
we're gonna be, you know, like we started. I remember this like it was yesterday. I'm sitting at the beach house. I'm like, we're like having scheduled Zoom calls with like we're taking like meeting
Yeah.
notes, and I'm like kind of doing deep dives on David Dobrik and Arax and all of these YouTube creators. Like, here's their schedule. Like, we can do this every day. We can get all of our things together and we can blow up because we're looking at all these content houses.
Yeah. We're like,
And
we
it
can
was,
do that.
granted, it was 18, 19-year-olds that are going to these content houses. And I was like, well, if they can do it, we can do it. Certainly.
Right.
I do feel like we were the only people that weren't like 16-year-old boys dancing shirtless.
Right.
Not that I didn't do
Well,
that.
there was one other comedy house, the house that nobody asked for, that Caroline, our friend Caroline,
They were in
Rick
Vegas.
was
They were
in.
still, and
they were
younger,
in
too.
Vegas. They were younger, so we still were kind of unique and different
Yeah.
and special.
And the fact that like
That's
we
cool.
probably should have found real jobs, but
right,
we didn't.
right. we
Well-
were all in a weird place in our lives, and we were like, let's just do it. And I had asked my agent specifically, should I move out to LA? And their response was, you don't have to. And that was what had me
That's-
texting Jack, Connor, and Taylor, hey guys, I'm moving out to LA.
Right.
Hoping you'll live with me.
The Zoom call era was a hilarious time.
I've never
Yeah.
laughed harder.
we treated our little group like it was Morgan Stanley.
We were
I'm sitting
really
there. I had my blue
serious.
light glasses on. I was acting like they were reading glasses. They're not prescription. I still do that. But I'm taking notes, and I'm like, okay, so we need to be, let's see, schedule for
Were
the
we on
day. Like,
Slack? That's like how it felt.
no,
Right, I
I mean,
think
no,
we-
we were keeping a shared Google Doc. I
Right.
can't even imagine
Right.
what that.
We had a Slack channel.
Yeah, you and me. We
Yeah,
slacked.
we slacked.
Yeah.
Like,
You
we
guys
still,
are- you
we
guys
still
still
do.
slack.
You guys
Slack.
think me and Connor weren't slacking on the side? We've got another thing coming.
Are you being serious?
No one was slacking better than us.
You guys were
though.
slacking on this.
I was slacking Brooke hard during August of
Did you know about
2021.
this?
I watched one time. Yeah,
Okay.
one time.
It was
Yeah, I'll send you the clip.
You were part of
it was
this
pretty
Mhm.
incredible.
because I thought it
No.
was just us slacking.
No, babe.
We can talk
yeah.
about this.
Yeah,
Jack,
yeah.
we slacked that one time
Yeah, and never again.
after we had a lot.
He's
to
kidding.
drink.
He's kidding.
We had a lot
Yeah.
to
He's
drink.
kidding.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
And
Okay.
you guys weren't supposed to know.
No, I know you would never slack him.
No, she didn't mean that.
Okay, moving on. 'cause
That's
I
in
don't
bad taste.
slack
sweetheart.
it out.
You're behind the times.
Ew.
So basically, we're having these Zoom calls. We're discussing. We're trying to figure out a name. We wanted to call ourselves the Slaughterhouse.
Oh my god, the name.
I still have the list of the names. No, the
The
one that made us
name
laugh
thing.
the hardest.
Oh, Sally Dar, can you pull that up if you have
yeah,
it?
yeah.
I
I think Brooke suggested. Wait, someone said Boner Garage.
I wanted
Boner Garage
garage
was unironically a name that we thought about.
I wanted
And
garage.
Boner Garage actually made more sense later than Common Room. Made
For an
more
adult content house, it's a great name.
Animal House,
The one that made us laugh so hard was Giddy House.
Giddy House. It was just like
I mean, a lot of them were like violent. It was like cellar, dungeon,
Oh, I love
basement,
cellar.
cage.
The Cellar.
No,
They started
not
getting
the
like
cellar.
weird and,
Cellar.
and dirty and like
Yeah.
It was like
gross.
very Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. I wanted a one-worder: cellar, garage,
Slaughterhouse was a real one. I thought
Cage.
about.
cage.
Wait, do you have the list? Like,
Well, and I have to download Google Docs from the cloud.
it's
Surely
indexing,
you
it's
understand.
indexing.
It's in our
Yeah.
it's
Well-
in our texts too.
Oh, well, that too.
I was
Oh,
like
wait,
in
don't
my
worry.
basement, like face down on my couch, just like spamming stuff, like laughing my ass
We were
off.
laughing so hard.
In the meantime, so we're doing all this stuff. We're looking at stuff. Who originally was looking at Airbnbs? Because I remember I went on a trip with my family during the time when we were
Yeah.
kind of locking in an Airbnb. We finally like locked it in. We were like, okay, we're gonna do this.
I
Like,
think
here's the Airbnb options.
I think it was
Yeah,
Jack.
I found like a mansion in the hills, and I was like, we should do that.
Yeah,
You know,
And-
like,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you really
then-
wanted a pool. and
Yeah.
A lot,
Cool.
like spending a lot of money.
Yes.
And
You,
Bang
your big thing
energy.
was like, we're gonna spend a lot of money because we're gonna make a ton.
Right.
Well,
I
it
had
was
so
your
much
whole
faith.
thing.
It
Yeah.
was-
yeah.
It was more of like but this whole thing that people don't know about is like none of these people are making money. They're getting their rent paid to
Right,
be there and
right.
post and do all these things, and they're being asked to do a certain amount of like posts or
Well, they
deliverables.
were. I don't know if any of these houses are even still around.
Oh, and we have the note page
Mhm.
pulled up from
Oh,
Sally
Well,
let's
I
Dar.
just would like to
For
say
names.
so this note is called Giddy House Notes, modified December 15th, 2020 is the last time we modified.
Wow.
There are some things that I could read here that are just a little depressing. Top line. Treat it like a job.
Oh, jeez.
Mhm.
Then we go goals. You ready to hear the goals?
Ready.
No.
Nervous and ready.
For 4 unemployed people, we did treat it like a job.
We
Yeah,
did
until we
until we
got-
got there.
Until
We
day
got there.
one, and then we
Yeah.
were like, you know what?
It can't hurt to let loose for a second.
Yeah, let's just, we
Surely
just, like,
we can
hung
have
out.
maybe a few
One
cocktails.
drink.
We'd like
Right.
to talk about a video and be like, that's enough work for a week.
Yeah,
Yeah. Goals: 1 TikTok every day on each person's account. Didn't happen. We were each gonna post a YouTube video a week.
Never posted one.
Oh my
You
God.
did,
Right.
and they were really
You posted
good.
one. You had the haul.
Oh God,
I liked it.
trash.
Coffee and brainstorm every morning.
We actually did do
Well,
that.
For the first week. Yeah.
Well, after your 4-hour workout.
Right.
We did do that.
Yeah.
Pre-workout.
Stand up and
brainstorm.
improv in 2021. We did
Hey,
that.
yeah. Well,
was
you did that.
Yeah. Well, you.
I'm getting
you.
it.
Salidar, you've done most of this. Kiss your brain, babe.
Thanks. Aw. This is insane.
Jack, you can kiss your brain too if you feel like it.
Yeah, you got a TV show
I'm sure
out of
you
it.
can.
Me?
I'll kiss your brain.
Okay, you ready to hear some names?
Yes.
This is bad.
I can't wait.
Okay, top one. Nut free zone.
Wait, what?
That's not
What
bad.
was? What? Hey.
Hey, wait a minute.
It certainly was not a nut-free zone.
No.
It was
There was
a nut
cat-
zone. if
I got.
anything.
It was
Yeah.
All right. What was the context behind nut-free
I
zone?
think we were thinking like school, like
Right.
lunch tables, like
Right.
classrooms, and we were like, well, there's the table where like kids don't have
Right.
nuts,
Right.
and we were like nut
Sure.
free zone.
Right.
Totally.
I
totally,
still like
totally.
that
I
actually.
mean, I just think I just thought.
Who came
it
up
was
with that?
funny.
Probably Jack.
I don't think I was.
Do you want to
thinking
hear the
nut
second
table, to be
idea
honest.
following that?
Yeah.
Please.
Just nut table.
And our brains went there before we even heard that. Right? No.
I'm
Or
not.
maybe mine did.
I'm really just. I don't
Imagine
know.
we move into a house. Welcome to the nut table.
Imagine pitching to brands.
Nut table
Tampax.
sponsored by Bang Energy.
Tampax X nut free.
Signing our email sincerely. Nut table LA.
Welcome to the Trojan Nut Table.
Ooh.
Oh
The
God.
adult content house. In West
Adam and Eve
Hollywood.
would have loved us.
Nut table, protected by Trojan.
Mm-hmm. Followed by some less good ones.
Right.
Common room, what we landed on.
Yeah.
Sure.
Some less good ones. The one we decided to go with.
It wasn't perfect. It just got the job done.
Yeah.
Study hall.
I've
Been there.
Okay.
been there. Heard that before.
Wrecking crew.
What the fuck?
These are all like porn names.
What is a wrecking crew?
I have some videos that
Use
demonstrate
wrecking
a
crew
wrecking
in a
crew.
sentence.
Yeah, Jack.
I mean, I'd have to show you some visuals.
Right.
Of wrecking
Yeah,
crew.
explain
and
it.
Brooke is a visual learner.
I know that. We'll offline about wrecking
We can
crew.
offline about wrecking crew.
Yeah, you can Slack us.
That is good.
And homeroom was the final.
I
one.
like that one.
I hate that.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we were in the end.
I
We were
think-
between homeroom and common
Yeah,
room.
I didn't like common room until we
Right.
became common.
We're missing all the like murder names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
slaughterhouse.
Well,
Slaughter-
those might be in our text when we were just
Right.
like ranting. That was like
Right.
in the notes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Salidar, that's good.
Right.
Glad you have
Good.
those.
Yeah.
So, anyways, a little bit of time passes. We decide on common room. I remember I was out of town, and when I came back, I was being like booted from my living situation
Right.
that I was in.
Right.
Brooke's lease had ended. Jack was month to month, so he was ready to go. And Salidar, what a lot of people don't know is that Salidar was already living in LA. So
Right.
she was like our feet on the ground that was like scouting out all these
Right.
places and like, here's
Right.
a good
Well,
area.
I didn't do too much scouting of the
And-
places.
well, that's okay. And we go up, and we all same day. I moved all my stuff into my car. Jack gets a U-Haul. I help him load it up, and we drive over to our first Airbnb.
And I'm flying there. Jack and Connor said they would both pick me up at the airport. I land. No one's there.
Right. Well,
I had to tell Salidar had to come get me.
I figured out
I
very
meant like
quickly.
you could call an Uber.
Right.
Right.
You know.
I
So
figured
when
out-
you said I'll come pick you up, you meant
I meant
meant my-
I meant like they have Uber. In
right.
LA.
Okay. So and that's on me.
Yeah.
That is completely on me.
Mhm.
Right
But
into-
Salidar came to get me, and I just remember, which is crazy to think. Like I remember being scared in the car, being like, "What are we going to talk about?"
Right.
Which is just such a crazy thought.
Because we were
just-
basically going to live together.
Yeah.
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 Right.
And now, just like
And now we're
one
on
of
my
my
podcast.
closest friends.
So if I recall correctly, sun's going down. It's like getting dark.
Mhm.
Jack's loading up his U-Haul.
all my possessions.
all
in
my-
that truck.
Every belonging I owned was in my car. And I was
Mhm.
like, wow, this is like crazy. We're doing it big time. We pull up to this house. I have never been so scared
Yeah.
of like a building.
This was the slaughterhouse.
It seemed like have
Yeah.
you guys what's that animated show with that little boy
Monster House.
and the house comes
Monster
alive
House.
and it's evil and it eats him?
That's Monster House.
So,
yeah.
so it's to catch a predator. Monster
That's
House.
gonna be Monster
That would have
House.
been a good name for a house, by the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
if we lived there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We would never have Bang sponsor though.
I'm gonna-
unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly go through that experience and chime in. Oh, and there it is. That's
Mhm.
Yeah.
that is
Sorry about-
That's a picture of it.
Identical to the
Right.
house.
It really
this Airbnb.
if you add just some like liquid, just like sitting in a bucket outside,
Like
a lot
congealed,
and
sticky
trash.
liquid.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like corn dogs. Just,
Someone
like,
had
frozen on
clearly just thrown a party, and there
Mhm.
was like one of those classic like party buckets where you put ice and drinks. So,
but
a
it was
bucket.
just the weirdest
Mhm.
color. Like I don't think they discovered all the colors. I think that was
Right.
a new
A
color.
it. We found
yeah.
a new color.
And
that
the
evening.
smell was
New
something
smells.
the smell was something of yore.
Yeah.
Days of yore.
Days of Euphoria. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick,
Okay.
and then we'll pick it right back up.
Great.
Okay, and we're back.
We're back.
Remind me where we were.
So we are where you're getting back to the bathroom or getting back from the bathroom,
Yes.
and we were chatting about we're walking into this house. It's an absolute just mind-boggling experience. It's disgusting. There's moldy food in every cabinet. Like it's like an abandoned home
Mhm.
that like a bunch of teenagers on their summer break are exploring where someone
Yes.
died.
There was
Yeah.
like a soaking mound of wet towels hung up
Mhm.
in the air
Yeah.
conditioner vent that was just like the air was pushing through it and just blasting mold air
Mhm.
through the entire building.
A lot of objects, I would
And there
say.
was
Yes.
knives everywhere.
There
for
was a
some
knife
reason.
Oh
in
my
the
god,
fireplace.
everywhere.
Wait, there was a knife in the fireplace, but
Coated.
no silverware.
No silverware.
So that was interesting.
So when we start
Also,
looking,
it wasn't like a bread knife. It was like a
knife.
a
Stabbing.
knife.
A stabbing.
It was like a ashtray.
It was an
An
ashtray
thing.
shank.
And what's
Mm-hmm.
funny is we've all just met each other essentially for the second time, and we're basically moving in together, and everyone's kind of like, like no one wanted to be like this sucks so bad and this is
Yeah.
bad and we can't do this.
We made that sound.
So we were. I was kind of like, oh, we're gonna make this work, I guess. Like I'm scared for my life. Like genuinely, I was like, I'm about to sleep. I sat on the bed and it made the craziest noise.
there was this fan in our room
There was
that
a pine
kept
cone.
creaking in this
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
That was
And
like
this
The Shining.
I remember the way that it creaked.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It was a little bit eerie. I agree.
it was
And
horrific.
the front door led into a bedroom.
Yeah, the bedroom that I think
Yeah.
I think were we both sharing a bedroom?
The boys'
Yeah, a
room.
bed.
Yeah.
A bed. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so we essentially like at the end of just doing this are just like, this can't happen. We can't do this, and let's get a hotel room. And
And
we
the
got a hotel room.
Airbnb policy is strict. You
Oh, right.
don't get a refund.
His name is
Right?
Mark.
Mark.
correct? Yeah.
And we were just like, well, we had paid. It was like $2,000 to live there for a month each.
Yeah.
And there's no refund policy. And I was just like, I had nowhere else to go really besides Sally Darr's house. And we had emailed and we're like, hey, like, just so you know, and then described, there's a knife in the fireplace. There's a moldy pita bread. There's like a bucket of sewage sitting on the front step. My feet are stuck to the floor.
There was milk,
And
like
then-
a lot of milk. in the
There's a
fridge.
lot
Yeah,
of milk in the
nothing else.
fridge.
Remember how much milk was in the fridge?
Mhm.
It was absurd. No
Mhm.
normal.
No normal person
No
drinks
normal
milk
person.
like that.
And it was
There were
moldy.
two like identical young girls standing in the hallway staring at us with
Yeah,
like, music
that-
playing.
Oh, I forgot
I
about
didn't want
that.
to bring them up.
A lot of people forget about that.
I didn't want to bring them up.
And then we were panicking about what Mark would say because Airbnb can be tough. And then he just responded, "Oh, geez, sorry, full refund."
No,
Feels like
no.
Mark
he said,
does that all
he
the
said,
time.
Ugh.
Oh,
UGH. Okay.
okay. And then
of course.
of course, and then refunded us. And then we all
We had. I mean, we had a bit of a like depressive period where Brooke
Mhm.
was gonna fly back to Philly,
Yeah.
give up on her dreams
Yeah.
of being a content creator.
yeah,
Jack and I were sharing a bed at Sally Darr's house, which she was so graceful, not grateful.
Well, both.
You were grateful.
You
that I
were-
was
I'm
there.
also graceful.
generous
Yeah.
of us. So Jack and I were sharing a bed at
And-
Sally Darr's,
We did.
Mhm.
and Jack slept in
my
his jeans every night
jeans.
for
Yeah.
some reason.
Well, Jack.
Well,
yeah.
now let's
It was
Let's
a
dive-
controversy.
let's dive into you wearing jeans to bed.
Well,
I,
can I
you know, I feel like I have no choice but to stand by this.
can I just bring up 2 points?
Do it.
please.
One, I know a lot of people are very uncomfortable with the idea of outside clothes even on top of your bed. But he chose to put the outside clothes inside.
Right,
Just
Just
inside
right
of
into
your
Right
bed,
in.
inside of your bed,
In my bed.
Mm-hmm.
jeans.
And
for
I don't
that.
know if it was like to spite me or if it was because you were just like afraid to sleep next to
Let
Connor.
me just ask Connor, what were you wearing to
I
bed?
was almost naked.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So maybe that was maybe that was
Maybe it was
protection. Like, what did you? I wasn't gonna.
What
answer
did your
so-
jeans
you see,
symbolize?
you
Yeah,
see,
well-
I had two options
Yeah.
in this situation.
Walk us through them, Jack.
One is to just like raw dog expose my denim to your bed sheets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Which
is what,
you
is what
went
I
with.
did.
With the,
Dion BS.
Yeah. And the other
Mm.
option was to just get naked with this man I just met.
So were
Right.
you not wearing boxers?
You know, I mean, do you want me to get into that?
Because what's wrong with just like boxer on boxer?
Right.
I mean, maybe I
B
was,
on
maybe
B.
I wasn't.
There is a lot.
It
of
was a
boxing
crazy week. All my possessions were in a U-Haul.
Right.
I don't-
And you did leave the U-Haul at the previous house
I
because
did.
you had nowhere to
I had
park. it.
everything I owned was street parked in West Hollywood.
Are you saying
Unlocked.
there's no shame in not wearing underwear under jeans? Again, I'm not right now.
Right.
I'm not sure if I was. It may have been a free ball next to you situation, which
See,
now
that-
that I know you, it would have been
Well,
fine.
not an issue.
Right.
Would have been.
Not
I think
an
we
issue.
actually ended up doing that within a month.
Probably, yeah, several times. So anyways, we're at your house for a couple days. We find this awesome house. We were fighting like God's bravest warriors to get this.
We just wanted a place with silverware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
that's
was
all.
our only qualification at this point.
Mhm.
We
Well,
ended up getting.
Get silverware that wasn't like
In the
covered in
fireplace.
mysterious,
Yeah.
like,
Goo.
maybe blood.
There
in
was
the
goo on
fireplace.
that knife.
Goo.
Goo.
We ended up. I'm just gonna get through
Please.
the 4 days of depressive episodes.
Yeah.
Someone saw Brooke and I at one day sitting. We didn't have anything to do during the day. We didn't want to bug Sally Darr's roommates sitting there all day. So Brooke and I would go on these like walks, wouldn't even say a word to each other. She's looking directly at the ground. I'm just kind of like, well, at least we're in LA.
Because we just were waiting for people to respond. So it's like you put out all the feelers for the Airbnbs and you just, what do you do?
You know,
Well,
when
and we had
people are
that
like,
one shark who like completely fucked us. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know when
And-
people are like, the best day of work is not as good as the worst day of fishing.
No,
I've
I
never
don't know
heard that
that.
Well,
Mine
Believe
people
it or
say
not.
that. People say that. So in my head, I'm like, at least we're fucking fishing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
And I was not feeling that way. I truly, like, I was
I've
so
never been
depressed
so lost
and
on an
anxious.
analogy.
okay.
I couldn't even stay awake.
I need to
yeah.
circle back to my analogy
Okay,
because
sorry.
I don't think I said it right. People say it's on a shirt, I'm sure somewhere. The worst day of hang on. Forget that. The best day of work is worse than the Can we look up the phrase so I can
Best
just read
day
it?
of work is the worst
Worst
day
day
of
of
fishing.
no, the-
Better than the
and
worst day of
here
fishing.
we are
Best
fishing.
day at work is worse
than the worst day of
worst
fishing.
day of
Yeah.
fishing.
And we're
Okay.
And so in
fishing.
my head, I'm like, the worst day in LA is better than the best day elsewhere. So I was thinking in my head, like,
True.
at least we're fucking fishing.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Mm.
we're here. Meanwhile, a fan of Brooke and I's pulls up in their car while Brooke and I are sitting at a bus stop,
hmm
just looking at the ground.
Can I say something vulnerable?
Quotation,
For?
a bad day of fishing is better than
Oh my god.
a good day of work, author
Mhm.
unknown. And praise be to author unknown. for
That's
that
like a
quote.
real wow. It's like Ernest Hemingway or
Quote,
something.
quote garden. Thanks,
Mhm.
quotegarden.com to cite.
You know the song The One by Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
She has a line in that song that says, I thought I saw you at the bus stop. I didn't, though.
Was
And
that about us?
every time I listen to that song, I think of you guys on the bus
No,
stop.
I'm telling you, Brooke and I are just like this. I was like this. She was like, I have a college degree. Why am I sitting at
Yeah.
a bus stop in West Hollywood, like nothing to do?
It was really
Yeah.
bleak times.
Yeah.
And all my shit is in my car that I moved out of my house. I don't have a place to live.
Yeah.
Anyways, we get a response like late at night from this insane house, and not like insane in the way like Sway House insane, but just like this awesome,
Beautiful.
home in West Hollywood, turf front yard, like shrubbery blocking this like tall
Oh my God, the
15-foot
shrubbery.
The shrubbery
It
is
was
great.
Versailles.
Amazing hat. Like everything in the house is West Elm. We go in, we celebrate, we're having a great time. And then that's where things really picked up.
Mhm.
And that next day, I think the first day there, we had a photo shoot where we're like, all right, time to start. We had a social media plan where we
Yeah.
had like, we're gonna post one photo on each of our accounts to announce it tomorrow, and then one photo on the main account. We're gonna get a TikTok out to announce it. And we had our first TikTok that we
Yeah.
made. We wrote and we made, and
We
we
wrote it. We were really,
yeah.
really on it and productive for the first
Yeah.
5 or so days of living
It
with
was
each other. We
great.
made like our intro TikTok. We did a few skits. We would wake up every morning, like sit together, come up with ideas. And then I don't know if you want to watch the first
let's
video we
watch it.
made
Let's watch
and
the first
unpack
video.
it.
do you mind if we pull up the
No,
first video?
please, and we
Let's
can
do it.
unpack that.
So basically, the premise behind the first video was like, let's announce each of us as characters in this content house and like not allude to what we're doing at all, because at that point we didn't really know what our content style was going to be.
Right, and I think it was also kind of spoofing other content houses.
Right.
in a
was.
bit.
So like,
yeah.
we had
It was a moment
We had
where
the-
there was a lot to be spoofed.
we have like the Wish House, like outdoor gym situation. I walk into the gate here, and what was the yes Yes, indeed. What is the song that was playing?
you'll remember it.
Oh yeah.
Connor, the Airbnb's on my dad's card. I want to be the one doing.
So Jack is like coming up, and
Yeah.
Look at that house.
Resident douchebag.
so Jack
Put
takes his
your
shirt off.
goddamn shirt on.
I don't know, Brooke. He's kind of like got a point.
Let me show you how it's done.
We're each walking into this gate,
Yeah.
kind of like introing who's in this house.
Jack is taking a shirt
I
off.
tagged
Oh my god.
Jack. Sally Darr's in the bathtub.
Which
that's
is your
her, that's her
signature.
signature.
This was a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing.
Connor's been drinking since noon yesterday.
Okay,
I was going through a phase of drinking every day at that point.
And you're wearing the same outfit as
And then I'm trying to get
Meta.
sponsored by Truly. We're watching and we all agree it's really good.
I love the ending. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
Good, not great.
So oh geez. So I wish I could see like
I think that's really
but basically
good.
Warmed my heart.
we
too.
started this account. It had 0 followers. We post that like overnight that had 1 million views and it was like this thing, and then we realized like we had no follow up. We were like,
We're like, okay, now what?
I remember being like,
I mean, that's like the most we did in the
Oh.
entire
And I think what's
house.
really cool about our content house is it was the first one where we already had our own followings, which is why that was able to kind of blow up so quickly, because I think other content houses, it was mostly just like random people and they came together to
Right.
make to get a following. Where
Yeah.
we already had
Yeah.
that, which was nice.
so okay, I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit through that house. It was amazing. We're pretty productive. And then we kind of start to be like, you know what? We're here, we're living here, we're being so productive. Let's take a couple days off.
And then we just
And
kinda,
then we lost the plot. I
We
believe.
did lose the
Right.
plot.
we lost the plot.
found a friendship.
We
We
found friendship. Lost the
Yeah.
plot.
Maybe it's less about
It was very
success
like
and-
rom-com enemies to lovers. Like all of a sudden we were just like vibing and looking at each other and hanging out.
right.
And then I think there are 3. We were all kind of desperate for a routine at that point. And I think we all went in different directions. Jack found health and fitness. Do you want to talk about how, I would say about 2 weeks into Common Room, you did a complete lifestyle change.
Yeah, so
we actually-
found health and fitness. I had an idea of it
Right.
that I think was incorrect. Basically, my plan was I would get up at 4. which
Then
was
we can pull up
somewhat
Jack's
necessary.
schedule.
And-
Yeah, it's on the whiteboard. Yes.
Which
okay.
I will say, we also decided we were not able to work and be productive without a whiteboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the whiteboard.
So-
So we were like, oh, of course we're not thinking of anything. We don't have a whiteboard.
We took a week off of making content to locate and source a whiteboard, which we got, and I'm gonna walk through Jack's schedule that he wrote onto the whiteboard.
well,
So-
and for that whole
to
week,
keep
we were
track.
like, the reason we're not making content is because we don't have the whiteboard
Exactly.
right, and then we got the whiteboard.
And
so
then Jack
so Jack
immediately
yeah.
wrote his schedule.
Jack wrote his schedule on here. It's
Mhm.
it's a 5:30 a.m. workout.
5:30 wake
Wake up.
Wake up. 6.
30 minutes to wake up, then work out at 6, and then 7 is blocked out for smoothie.
Wait,
Half hour for smoothie.
a half
hour
hour
for
for smoothie.
I would make a smoothie that filled the entire blender. I would just make too much of it every time, and it would always overflow and just kind of pour green liquid all over the counter
And onto Brooke's bed.
onto Brooke's
Right.
bed.
Jack did like to
people's
come in
clothing.
and wake me up as if I wasn't already up from the blender
Mhm.
at 7. But he would also like to come in and wake me up with a little personal greeting.
Yeah.
And one day I had 2 twin beds in my room, and he sat down on the other twin bed while I was sleeping, immediately spilled the smoothie just all over every inch.
I think what I
Bed.
did is I walked in and I like set down whatever container I was using, maybe the whole blender, on the white sheets of the
Right,
bed, and
right.
then I sat on it.
right,
Mm.
right.
Which
And-
just caked the entire
Yeah.
bed in green liquid.
That was awesome.
So
It's
you
disgusting.
Jack would go on idea walks at 7:30 a.m., 8:30
Oh,
breakfast,
yeah.
and group videos, which we were pretty good at. 9:30 a.m. individual videos, which we sucked at.
That was
11
nap time.
11 a.m. or okay, 12 lunch. 1 o'clock
Right.
to 6 p.m. is my favorite block.
That's
dude.
yeah, that's my inspo window.
He has a 5-hour block
Yeah.
on his schedule called
With there's a
inspo.
bracket there just to remind you that inspo lasts the full 5 hours.
Yes.
I understand that 5-hour block, and a lot of it for me, staring at a wall,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was critical. You need a 5-hour inspo window.
staring at a wall, pacing around
Sally
the
Darr
house.
would knit.
I would knit.
I would rest.
I don't know what the hell
I don't know
did.
where
I have
you
no
were.
idea what I
I think
did.
you were
for
just
that.
like barefoot around West Hollywood.
I
It's
would walk
kinda-
around barefoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being barefoot genuinely grounds me.
Yeah. No, I actually I truly believe that.
I do
Yeah.
too.
no.
I honestly don't even know what I meant by inspo. I couldn't
think-
tell you what I did one day of
You know what
I
you
know.
did? Erewhon.
Yeah, well, that was my idea walk.
That was the idea walk.
Oh, sorry. I tend to confuse the two.
no,
They're
that's
very
the
similar.
idea walk
There's a
window.
difference between idea.
Did you go to the Erewhon at the Grove?
Yeah, I would walk there.
That's pretty far.
I know.
Okay, so anyways, you had this period of time after we went to one workout class where, like, my friend Chloe, our friend Chloe, had changed your life for the better, and
Right.
you're waking
Oh
up
my
every day.
God. That is what it was.
Yeah, it was
Oh my
Chloe.
God. Yeah, we just had this conversation, and she was like, "Yeah, all I do is get up at 4 a.m. in Malibu, and I like swim with sharks, and I
Right.
like eat spirulina and
Yeah.
like reishi
And
mushrooms."
meanwhile, I'm sitting here with this other girl, like, and I can hear Jack's wheels kind of turning. I'm like, do not.
My
start working at
eyes
4
were
a.m.
like so expanded,
I was like-
and I was like, "Yeah,
I was
thank you."
like, Chloe, shut up.
I may have converted religions.
Yeah.
I think
It
she's
was
in.
pretty immediate.
Yeah,
it was.
like, so
you
immediate.
bought a lot of creatine and protein powder
cod.
after.
And
cod.
Cod.
So
We'll,
much-
we'll get
well,
to
the
the cod
cod is
later.
later.
The cod comes later.
It wasn't even just like it was like weird supplements.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
like extracts from like the skin of animals. It was like crazy stuff. But she had recommended all of
Right.
it.
Magic spoon.
Yeah, can we talk?
Was
my
big.
my
A
favorite.
lot of Magic Spoon.
My favorite part of your routine was
Please.
eating a bowl of Magic Spoon cereal. Not finishing
it,
it,
Right.
of course. But then you're really good about conserving
Right.
a lot of things. So you would put the
I love the environment.
and I know you do. You put the cereal milk back in the fridge.
Yeah.
In case you wanted that.
In case, or maybe if we wanted.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we did a few times.
Generous.
And
you want to let it marinate.
Yeah. There's nothing better than just like a soggy
So
Cheerio.
The only thing I can liken 3-day-old Magic Spoon in milk sitting in a fridge to is that bucket of goop outside the original house.
Mhm.
You know, that may have been what it was.
It looked like
Or
it.
Yeah.
we do have a video of a visual of the Magic Spoon and other things. That,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that
My,
Jack
like,
had, or and we
congealed
all had in the
Bowl of dairy.
house. If you want to pull up the
I think it's the things in our
things
content,
in our content house
That
that
just
just
makes
makes
sense.
sense video.
which is basically just things that Jack left around is
Yeah.
the whole video.
Things in our Airbnb that just make sense.
Jack's zero carb cereal with whole milk that's been disintegrating in the fridge for 2 days.
Oh,
This
that's worse
pound
than
of
I
wasabi
remember.
peas
Yeah,
that
that's
Brooke's
good.
grandmother
Oh,
sent
I
to
missed the
Sally in our
wasabi
apartment
peas.
with no note or explanation. Jack's zero carb cereal floating in our communal lavender.
Yeah, I don't know why there was.
This brick we picked up in the middle of the street and decided we just had to have. This body and intimate hair removal cream
We also
that
got
we
a
think is
lot
Jack's
of hair
that's been
removal
left in the
cream
rain all night.
that-
This 4x6 whiteboard.
There's the
that we
whiteboard.
leave outside for our
Oh, I drew
ideas,
Brooke
but
on that
really
Yeah,
whiteboard.
that's a
one
self-portrait of me.
of Brooke and Jack's schedule, which blocks out a half an hour for smoothie time from 7 to 7:30 a.m. The fact that all of our packages
Oh,
are
look at
thrown
that
over
beautiful
a giant
head.
gated
Magic
hedge.
spoon.
Oh, surprise! It's more of Jack's zero carb cereal. Things in our Airbnb
That's
this
it.
So basically, it was just all about Jack's
Cereal.
cereal and his body hair
Yeah.
removal cream.
So we
Yeah,
had
why
a-
did I have that?
I think your
You were
manager
removing-
sent, your Mark sent you body hair removal
Yeah.
cream.
Was
Oh,
it for
yeah.
a role?
I think
He needs to be smooth for his young lovers roles that he plays.
Oh, okay.
What he said.
Yeah.
Anyway, when Jack was clinging to fitness,
Clinging.
we kind of went a different direction.
Yeah.
Me and Sally Darr and a little bit Connor. Connor, I think it was you that made the suggestion that we start smoking weed
I
to
had-
get creative.
I had
right.
I was having a bit of like a creative block that's lasted until current day.
Mm-hmm.
And I had heard online that like weed helps people think or like something. Like it helps your neurons meet other neurons that they've never met
Right.
before.
Mhm.
So I'm like, let's do this. Like, what are we waiting for? Seth Rogen does it.
Right.
Who am I to say no to this thing? So, and Brooke is like, I don't like weed. Like,
Right.
I've never smoked weed. I don't do well with weed. And I'm like, I have an open mind about it.
Sally Darr, you too, right? You
I
were
never
like,
liked
Yeah.
it in
Yeah.
college, but it was also like you're at a party and you don't know what strand. Like I didn't know what I
Right.
was smoking. I
Right.
never liked it.
And I'm like getting these girls. I'm like, let's just go. Like we're in LA. You can buy weed legally. Like there's no taboo about it. And they're like, okay, fine. Like whatever. We go get this weed. I have a panic attack immediately.
Mhm.
You guys are simply vibing. If I remember,
It was a very
I-
crazy feeling to enjoy weed for the first time.
was on the goddamn moon
Mhm.
in the best way possible.
I had a panic attack during Marley and Me.
That's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. It was just
And
like
the-
not a good.
That's a weird
Yeah.
choice of a high
And then I was
movie,
like,
though.
this is so fun. Should we pause this and continue?
Yeah.
It seems like we're going so
Oh,
long
yeah.
and having so much fun that we might need to do a second
I think that makes
episode.
I think that makes sense. we have a ton more to cover with Jack and Sally Darr. We want to go over our hot takes. We'll watch some more TikToks that we made. We'll tell more stories. We have so many more stories. So we've gone over an hour. So we're gonna split this episode into a 2-parter, which we haven't done yet. So tune in next week for the rest of our conversation with Jack and Sally Darr. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, as always.
Thank you guys.
Please hit that motherfucking subscribe button and like it and comment. And also, our email is still wide open. We're gonna touch on emails next week, but we got a bunch of we got a ton more hot takes. The relationship advice that's coming in.
Yeah.
I just want to flag once again. I don't think we're the best people to answer that.
Speak
But
for yourself.
But
Keep it coming.
keep it coming.
Yeah.
Can't hurt. Hey.
Love to read it at the
Yeah,
very least.
it's interesting.
It's entertaining.
It's what I
Thank
read in the
you.
morning.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's close out. Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for
And
coming
we'll
on.
see you next week with
Pleasure.
you too.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
And as always, send an email to dearbnc@gmail.com. That's dearbandc@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.